above, so low. We're talking about Mars energy, frequency, and vibration. If this is your first time in my life, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATR. The ATRs are the African traditional religion by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. I am so excited about what God is doing in my personal life. Also, to those that have been following me, I have some extraordinary news to share on tonight. First of all, I want to say salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, to my oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Mystic, and Ajay. To each and every one of you guys, my air signs, my water signs, and my earth sign and fire sign. What's up, my baby Scorpio? How you doing? What's up, my Boaz? My Pisces in the house. To each and every one of you guys, God is always doing great things in my life. On a personal level, also on the level when it comes down to my flock. What's up, Mama Susan? You, Apostle, good evening, Apostle. You are looking good. Aw. Y'all know I'm a Sagittarius. I eat up a compliment in a minute. Those that do not know that I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is Aries, my rising sign Pisces, and I try to direct a lot of the information that I have for Black melanated people, especially Black American people. Now, by me being a Sagittarius, I'm not here to try to change your mind. I'm not here to tell you how to. I'm still up under the weather, but I am coming through this COVID experience at 52 years of age. And I stress that. This is what I look like during COVID. I have contracted a new strand, and God is still glorifying his and herself in my life. What's up, my Demetrius, my Gemini? How you doing, sir? Um, um, I'm not pushing myself. I'm not doing that. I'm recovering very nicely. Tirana came over and she made me some chicken noodle soup. Um, but I just been having a feel that my coworker has gotten me for my body these patches. Besides the fact that I was already on a health kick, I actually got into business with this particular product. I'm my grandmother's child. My mother all about money. My family all about money. And my grandmother used to tell us all the time, have more than one thing that can bring in an income. And it started yesterday. My coworker actually just called me up out of the blue. I shouldn't say out of the blue. My fatty from Yimmy. But he talking to me. Thank you, Demetrius, for reminding us that this is a monetized channel. I know we talk about conjure mysticism and all that melanated power, but I want to show y'all those that remember. Mother Susan brought it back to my mind. The millionaire spell that I did a few months back. I don't remember how long back I actually did this particular spell. And when I tell y'all guys, things are shaping up in the manifestation. What's up, True Ronda Aries? And so, True Ronda was with me for me to go to the bank and other areas for me to pick up these X39s. And so it's very similar to what I was telling you guys about the coconut, cocoa flavanols. Also, the cacao, and how it stimulates your stem cells. So, and basically, this is a science. Y'all know I'm a those that do not know, I'm very nerdy. I believe in science. I take science to the hilt when it comes down to my magic and my magical practices. Um, and I had when I was going through COVID, I kept being in the mindset of having the rest. I took once a true runner had left the house. It's photonic medicine. Exactly. So let me tell y'all, during this COVID experience, I couldn't even stand up. Some of y'all heard my testimony. I could not stand up without getting weak. None of that. I could not walk from one end of my house to the opposite end of my house without being winded. And Sister Trona came and picked me up. I was able to walk from the back because when you'll see me filming, I'm at the very back of my house, besides my patio. But at the very part, so it's a long hallway, a hike to get to my front door and out to my yard. I sit on a big piece of property, corner lot. And so, what's up, my note, Monique, my crab cakes. So, cancer in the house. So I'm sitting here. So because of how my recovery time has been extraordinary. When I tell you, I'm still trying to talk about how people are in and out of the hospital up on the COVID, and how their people, it taking a lot of them people out of work and all that. That is not my testimony. I just anointed myself with eucalyptus oil. First of all, now that I have a new business adventure, I'm waiting on a young lady to see if I can actually have Monique to put on the website. So those that actually go and decide to do this. Now, this is not for everybody. If you don't know how to pay your bills, this ain't for you. If you don't, if you ain't got at least $2,000, this ain't for you. But it's a way that you can take care of yourself. I want to be able to go through the church because I want people to be able to write this off as a tax donation. So I got to find out tomorrow, can I get this done? So and Sister Truronda is my witness. I told Sister Truronda, I said, my coworker is going to tell my cousin what's going on with me. She said, no, he ain't going to tell him. I said, yes, he is. Because my family, we are very close-knit, even though we don't fuck with a lot of each other like that. But me and my cousin is really like / cousin brother, right? I said, once my coworker realize what I'm going through, he's gonna tell my cousin. Guess who called me this evening? My cousin / brother. But he was calling to see, was I okay? Did I need anything? Blah blah blah. So I was telling him about it because my coworker has already talked to him about it, and he was talking about he had shoulder pain and he utilized the patches, right? And he don't know if the patches work or not. He know he ain't having no pain. So I was telling him what I was going through. He said, is it really worth? I said, cuz all I'm going to tell you is what I done experienced. I said, and I gave some of that to my member, my goddaughter in my church. And she was telling me how the pain that she normally has for standing up all time of hours, that the pain was shooting up her spine. Ever since she had the patch on, she ain't been experiencing that. So I said, I only been on them 2 days. I only been on them 2 days. And it has been a tremendous. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not broke. I don't have a problem spending money in my health. And so he was telling me, he said, well, the amount of money you spending, you should really get into the business. And I said, so he said, he gonna have the lady call me, blah, blah, blah. I got the highest rank in the company that I can afford. So, but that's ain't what I'm excited about. So after he found out I was doing okay, I don't know how we got onto it, but I brought up about my church. because my family built houses and homes and stuff. And I was saying, like, I want to build my church before I'm 60. And he was like, cuz, I can get that done. So he told me, he said, listen, I told him, I said, well, the square footage where we at right now is like 850, 900 square footage. And it's still a decent sized church. And he said, cuz, I can get your church, I can get you a church built for 3,000 square footage. I said, huh? I was talking to Mother Susan about it. Y'all, I've been on a buzz. I've been shocked about my health. I was shocked about what he suggested to me. And I've always said, I know I had equity in my house to build my church, and I also had my 401k. I never sat around and talking about building fund and all this, right? And he said, I know what the people you can get the money from. He said, I can walk you through it all. He said, now, I'm telling you right now, he said, you're going to need at least an acre for you to have a parking lot. Now, my members know all the crap I've been going through because I got a slumlord. And I still have. But don't y'all know what it's going to feel like to walk into a new building? The roof ain't leaking. I don't have to rebuy my equipment. I don't have to redo my reaches because of the rain pouring into the church. I don't have to deal with the embarrassment. And this is actually, and I was laughing, I was telling Mother Susan about it. I said, do you not know that my family gonna be able to do the church yard? Because my family keep up my property that I have, and they can easily do the church yard. I knew God was gonna make a way, but never thinking in my mind how it was gonna be done. It's so much tangible. It's more tangible now and realistic now to me than it was a couple years ago when I was talking about it. And I kept saying, I told my kids, I said, if I don't get this church built before I'm 60, I'm not going to be out here trying to build a church at 60 years old. No, I'm not going to do it. So if God don't bring it before I'm 60, I ain't going to do it. And on this conversation with my own biological bloodline, he said, what you do, he said, call your mortgage company and see how much equity you got in your house. Well, I got more than enough equity in my house because when I bought my house up under $200,000. My house is almost worth $500,000. And I have, which I don't really know the real number of my equity, but it's way more than I need to start building my church. And I actually have that kind of money in my 401k. So I can get out of my house or I can get it out of my 401k. I'm just like, and I just said I was going to get $30,000 out of my 401k to take care of my ceremony. And my ceremony ain't but $11,000. And I was just waiting for me to recuperate through this ceremony. I'm ballistic. I'm mentally ballistic. Not only because of what was said to me, how this thing is. When I tell y'all about manifestation, and when you take care of God's business, and God will take care of your business, and no matter what weapon is formed against you shall prosper. My sickness brought my connection to my cousin to check on me, and I end up getting my prayers answered. And my people are all about money. Most of them make more money than I make. And I do well for myself. And he would love to actually build my church. He built duplexes and houses and all those kind of things. They're already doing it. They've been doing it. But when I talked to him, he was like, "Cuz I'll do that. I'll do that for you. You won't have to pay me nothing." And that's when he telling me he was talking to my niece, which is his cousin. I'm just, it's well within my financial range. It's well within. And he was like, "Cuz I can build your church for 3,000 square footage on an acre of land with a parking lot." I don't want to get emotional, but I'm emotional. I'm worse than Whitney Houston right now. No, that's Mariah Carey. Oh no, Whitney said, "I'm so emotional thinking about." Yeah, Mariah got a song out there, something like that. But a Negro is emotional. When I say God is moving, even in my sickness, even with me not being 100, I know that's right, Monique. Demetra, yes, yes. I'm in my recliner, still getting the victory. Still getting the victory. When I say these people can't fuck with me, oh my God. You can't work on my whole family is spiritual. You think I'm something reckoning. I am the matriarch, but every last one of my family members are gifted spiritually. So I ain't even worried about them fucking with them. He was talking to me about doing some money work for him. Um the reason I want to talk about this, I want to talk about energy around money and how energy around money means different things to men versus women, and why this is important. And let me tell y'all something, even though I'm my enemy, I don't need you to be happy for me. I don't need you. Bo said yes. That's Whitney. Thank you. I'm glad it's Whitney because y'all know how I feel about Whitney Houston. But what I want to explain to y'all, when you're a man, you're a woman. It don't matter if you're in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay, Christian, non-Christian. When it comes down to energy around money, and I teach universal laws, and I want y'all to understand, my destiny star is in Capricorn. I'm all about making money. I would rather make money than have sex, and I love sex. I turn everything to a business. And I'm looking for different opportunities for people that don't mind making money and don't mind making different avenues to make money. And so I'm not gonna offer this particular business to everybody. I really ain't gonna do it. I just, cause some of y'all too lazy. But oh my God. So my concept I want to start off tonight is talking about how women perceive money and men perceive money. The men in my family are providers and protectors. So I want you to understand my mentality. I can't teach you something I don't know. I don't we all believe in making, we all got to hustle about ourselves. So a lot of my energy is always geared around making money and different avenues of making money. So what I want men to understand, when a woman looks at money, and let's use something very simplistic. When you got $20 as a man, a woman feel like them $20 is hers. Her money is her money. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if she's a crackhead. I don't care if she educated, uneducated. Every woman feel like her money, a man's money, is her money. I'm including your mama, your sister, your cousin, female cousin. All women think like that. I don't care if she Indian. I don't care if she African. I don't care if she smoke rock, snort powder. They all think that way. It's a universal connection. So if you got $20, them her $20. If she got $20, she got $40. She got your 20. That's how she think. Every woman, the women in my church think my money is their money. The most they were laughing about it, but everybody in my church mad with me because of my stuff. I say this ain't your shit. And they can tell you. I went up, I'm like, y'all mad with me about my shit. Damn. But every woman do that. So I was talking, the reason I'm bringing this up, and somebody was talking about my mom, right? I got my mom still on block. Do y'all realize that my mom, if something happened to me, my mother is next of kin. Without a will, my mother gets to inherit my stuff. My mother gets my house and my property, and she get my pension. If something happened to me, y'all worried about talking when she died, what I inherit. If something happened to me, she get all my royalties. She next of kin. And I make enough money that it'll pay for my house. And my I don't think she'll keep my church. I ain't gonna tell you. I bring enough money to take care of my house and my church. I don't think my mama will keep my church. Now, if I build my church and my family help me build my church, then she'll keep that. But I rent right now, she won't keep that. I know my Virgo. You know I know. My mother could move into this house and not have to pay one bill because I bring enough money that my pension and my 401k and other stuff will pay the bills her. She'd be living like a fat cat. That ain't include what if something happened to my sister. I'm talking about her own. She ain't got but 2 kids. But her eldest son, look how I'm ranked. I got 30 years at UPS. I'm a pastor. I'm crowned in various religions. Child, please, my mama eat a Virgo. Mama, a tree runner tell you, when I would have my birthday party, my mama used to say, why they celebrating you? I don't want to have you. They should be celebrating me. That's how my mama think. My mama crazy. Y'all understand? My mother right now want me and my sister. Right now, my mother want me and my sister to give her all of our financial information. If my mother knew what was in my account and she knew what all I had, my mom don't work nowhere. That lady be praying for control over my shit. If she saw what I was spending on stuff, she'd be calling me up because she like to tell me what to do. And she like to tell me how to spend. She begged me, Minister Mario here. She begged me. She said, please. She said, will you promise me that you will not go to the mall? I said, Mama, I ain't gonna promise you that. My mother used to get mad with me for what I spent on my children. Not just me. Oh, you spent too much money on them children. My mama, when I say my mama is frugal, and if she saw what I spent today, and then what I'm spending in old child, that lady would lose her envelope. You talking about high blood pressure? And it ain't even her money I'm spending. It's my money. So you know your mama, I know mine. My mama be having my paperwork in her prayer, her Bible, trying to make me give her my money. I know my mother. She a Virgo, and her moon is in Aries. She'll fight me by my own money. She was fighting me and my sister about the shit that we inherited. Because she trying to tell us what to do with it. That's how much a control freak my mama is. But my point is, that all women think that way. Not just my mom. They feel like your shit belong to them. They feel like your time belong to them. So that's the kind of energy. Bro, if you married to a woman, I remember me and my mama got into it. Cause I got into it with her because she kept talking about she wanted me to get remarried. And she wanted me and my ex-wife to get it back together. I said, Mama, I said that right in my front of my ex. I said, she lying to you. My mama don't want me to get married. My mama like, she want to hear me say I don't want to be married again. That's on, she want to hear from my lips that I don't want to get married. I said, my mama lying to you. If my mama wanted me to be remarried, she wouldn't be asking me for my shit. No woman that want her son to live happily ever after would ask me for the stuff. My sister and my mama got into it one day because my mama called me up because I travel a lot. And my mama called me up and she said, she asked me for my stove and my refrigerator. My sister said, how you gonna call that man up and ask? She said, people call people and ask people for sugar and stuff like that. You gonna call that man and ask? She said, shut up. That's my goddamn son. He said, he don't holler to be home anyway. Why he don't want to give me his stove and fridge? That's how my mama rock and roll. I said, Mama, you're not gonna get my stove and refrigerator. You don't use it anyway. You hardly ever be home. That's her rationale. She feel like she told me when I bought this house. You know what she told me to do? Divide the house in two. And she live on one side and I live on the other. And I pay all the bills. I say, you think I'm working this hard to have you live with me? No, ma'am. I know my mother's psychology. My mother's crazy. I'm crazy too, but my mother's real crazy. Her and her brothers get into it about me. And they be telling her, you don't, why are you, she's in control. Me and my sister have been texting back and forth tonight because of my mom trying to control her and her children. Because my mom believes that she owns us. A Scorpio energy is very different than a Virgo energy. A Scorpio is possessive. My mother felt like me and my sister are her property. And we should do everything she says. Because a Virgo is ruled by Mercury. You play with your mama. I know my mama play for keeps. You can't play with her. She want me and my sister to give us all of our financial documents. Somebody, but it need to be in the same place. No, ma'am. You won't be monitoring my accounts. No, ma'am. If the stuff that if she knew I was doing stuff for people, oh, that lady nasty. She'll lose it. But I brought all that to say how women think in general. And so when men don't go out and to provide and to protect, they don't understand how women really think. If you got $100,000 in her head, yeah, she got $100,000. You need to go get some more money. That's how women think. That's why I'm constantly getting into with spiritual women. Because they can see their future in my eyes. They can look at my house and say, oh, I can do this, I can do that. They got my church. Whatever I got. That's how women, all women. You worried about other people attacking your finances? No, it's the woman you sleeping with. That's how all them think. My exes right now mad with me because they ain't been married to me long enough. And that's another thing. That's why I knew my mom was lying. Because my longest I've been married was 10 years. So none of my exes can benefit off my Social Security. Do you not know if I died the day of tomorrow that I'm 52 or 53 years? I'm be about 53. But my mama is 69 years old. My mother can collect my Social Security until she die. My mother ain't worked near day, hour, or second at UPS, but she can collect. Yeah, I can't even collect Social Security because I'm not at 65. But if something happened to me, my mother can start collecting a Social Security check from my estate. She good if I die, or she good when I live. So don't be worried about my mama. My mother's a crook. I love her, but she a crook. And she be sitting there talking about how much you brought in this week. I would have no peace. Not with my mother. So don't worry about her. My family have money. And she still want my money, and she mad with my sister right now behind my sister money. Right now. My mother wanted my sister to pay her to stay with her. I want y'all to hear my mother. My mother wanted my younger sister to pay my mother to live with her. I used to get in touch. My mother be like, I said, Mama, I'm not going to pay you to be a grandmother. That's all my mother do is pimp her children. I love her. My sister love her. But we know our parent. She ain't want for nothing. Not just because of me, but my sister, her grandkids, her family. That's a crook. I said, I'm not going to pay you to be a grandma. I paid for my kids to be in my mother's daycare. Most parents take care of their kids. Not my mother. Her grandkids, I paid for them. My sister's children, my sister paid her. She'll pimp her kids. Don't tell me about my mother. You worry about your mother. That's a blessing. She ain't could. My mother pimped me and my sister. My mother was either going to my house for Thanksgiving and holidays or my sister's house. We ain't never sat at my mama's table and had a Thanksgiving or Christmas. My mother, she pimped us so hard. That lady ain't right. I ain't never had a sweet potato pie from my mother. My mother always sat at my table and ate, and people served her. That's my mother. Not that I really care that she like that, because it'll be a lie. Either I'm preparing food or my sister is. We ain't never went to my mama's house to get something to eat. And if we saw a place at my mama's house, her sister would cook. My mama would pimp everybody in the family. Her elder sister, she always pimping her. Because my eldest auntie, her sister, can really throw down. And she be trying to manipulate her and make her feel guilty to cook for her. She said, oh, I just love where you fry fish. Anyway, I don't know how I got on my mama, but it is because women think like that. My aunties, all of them think that their sons should be giving them their money. So when you out here in conjure and mysticism and working, and you think that you as a man, that whatever you have is not going to go to that woman. All women think that way. It's not just my mother. It ain't just my sister. My sister don't pay for nothing. If we go out and eat right now, breakfast, what, lunch, let me tell you an example what the difference between a man and a woman. When I take my mother or my sister or separately out, I always pay. They're accustomed. I don't just do it. When we went to my great uncle's funeral, and all of us was at IHOP. My one uncle paid for all of us, his sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, to eat. That's how my family rolled. He paid by not all the uncles got together and put the money together. No, one uncle paid for everybody to have breakfast. When we go out different places, Me and my cousin, the one I'm talking about, we was at First Watch getting some breakfast, and me and him both are accustomed to paying. So we were wrestling back and forth. I said, "No, cause I got it." He said, "No, cause I got it." That's normal for men. But if my mama was there, and my mama was gonna tell me how much to tip. Oh, that's too much. Why you tipping them like that? My mama literally argued with me in the restaurant over a tip she ain't paid. I'm just telling you how women are. It's that my mother is very, very much spoiled. But when men deal with that everywhere, if they got a wife, you might not have no money. And you might be broke, but she ain't broke. My mama tell me a woman ain't broke. As long as she got one of them, she ain't broke. You might be broke, but she ain't broke. She gonna spend your money. She gonna get your money. And when you doing ATRs and magical work, if you don't understand that concept, you need to get some better business and some money inside. Cause that sister, and if you got kids with her, she want more money. She want her money and she want her children. She ain't calling them y'all children. She calling them her children. And you gonna pay for them children. I bet Mr. Bobby, Monique's husband, got to pay for them dogs. Monique don't have kids. I bet Mr. Bobby is paying for them dogs. The reason why Monique gonna get a guy another dog, cause she ain't gonna take care of it. She ain't take. I don't know what she called the little one, but she got one called Biscuit. If you think Monique is taking care of that dog, you have lost your ever loving mind. Women get men and they acquire things. She gonna show out on you about get a car, a house, or whatever. That's why I don't understand other women that let men take their money. I was like, what's wrong with this bitch? Mother Susan is all about them dollar bills. But I'm accustomed to that because that's how the women are in my family. My mother can't stand her baby sister because her baby sister take care of men. That drives my mother nuts. I told my sister was a little girl and she came in and she was crying and screaming. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? You know what's wrong with her? She's that because her boyfriend asked her for 50 cents. And mama told her, a man don't love you when he asks you for your money. A man does not love you. When I tell you my sister was hard down crying, I didn't know what he hit her or what he did because she was acting crazy. She was Gemini. She was crying because he asked her for 50 cents. I said, girl, keep listening to mama. You ain't gonna never have a man. Because I do believe women should support and assist me. I don't believe a woman should take care of a man. I don't believe in that. I don't care if it's E5, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay. That's why my temperament is different when it comes down to a man. I don't play with no man's money, and I definitely don't play with women that have kids with money. You dumb or you rolling? I'm telling you how even my sister gonna get her when she got. I don't have to worry about my sister not getting paid. She gonna get that money. We was having a conversation maybe a month ago, maybe less than a month. I'm just trying to tell y'all, it ain't just my family, it's women, period. It costs to have a woman in your life. I ain't talking about sexually. It gonna cost more, but even with your sibling. So she was talking to me and she was talking about the guys at the station. And they were saying that if she got married, they feel like their name should go on her property. She said, huh? So they got in this heated conversation about it. She said, no, I had this before I met you. And they were saying, they feel like she should, if she get in a relationship and get married, their name should go on her property. She said, no, I guess I won't get married no more. That's how the women in my family think. If I go and take my niece and my sister out, I pay everything. If I take my niece and my nephew, I pay for everything. That's what my sister used for. When my mom took my sister's car, because my mom is an Indian giver, and she took her car because my sister wasn't doing what she wanted her to do. My cousin had a car. He went and got that car fixed, and he let her drive his vehicle until he got the vehicle fixed where he felt it was comfortable for her to use that vehicle for her and her child. The women in they don't think like that. I got only a few aunties that roll like that. My mama and my other auntie, they don't think like that. My grandma, she gonna get your money. I don't care who you is. And she had 9 kids. Well, 10 with the last one. But that's how they roll. So, energetically, women address money and energy very, very different than men. Men look to, this is why I have a problem with certain men that don't believe in paying their way. My coworker, we ain't gonna never have a financial problem. I ain't gonna never go to another man expecting him to do something for me for free. And that's even include my uncles that cut my yard. I pay them. My padrino ain't never had no issue with me regarding finances. When I used to take the members of my church out, I always paid. But some of them trying to make a relationship out of that bullshit. I don't do that. But that was the characteristic I had because of my raising. Always have my own, always be prepared. If you're going to work with Chief Apostle Ely, this is why I teach you different ways of making money. So you can take care of yourself as well as your woman or your children or whatever. And you don't feel that you got to deprive yourself in order to be supportive of your woman or your family members or whatever. When they found out that my auntie was over there living in condition, all they told my mom is how much they need. They did, my mama and my auntie did everything else for my other auntie for the physical part. But my uncle gonna pay for everything. My mama didn't have to come out their pocket for nothing. And she been like that all her life. That's why I'm telling y'all, she wanna possess my stuff and tell me what to do. And that I'm a Sagittarius. I'm not letting nobody tell me what to do. Not even my mama. If I got to block her, to Jesus get back here. And apparently he ain't coming because he ain't real. But my point is, I want young men to understand when you're dealing with certain type of women, you should expect certain things. If you want to go out and get your business and all that, just like I taught my sons, go out and create a life. Go out and make a life before you create a life. Before you have children, make sure that you're in position to do for her and your children. Because all of them are going to expect that. That from the lowest of low women to the highest of high. If I was in a relationship with a woman, she would have a problem with me gathering those Orisha. My own members, and I ain't even being sexual. I ain't never slept with Tree, Ron. I ain't never slept with none of them members. I had a member leave my church because she thought I was spending too much money in the church. Not spending her money. I was spending too much money in the church, she thought, and she felt. That's how deep that run with a woman. They don't even care if it ain't their money. And they gonna feel even more if they gave you a nickel, dime, penny, or quarter. They sitting up in my church where I pay all the bills, hot, pissed, and mad with Chief Apostle Ely. Demetrius said that's insane, and I agree, but they don't change the facts. They feel like that. A lot of men don't realize a lot of their roadblocks come from a woman, because she don't feel like you should be spending that money that particular way, whether they in the church or not in the church, whether they anointed or not anointed. Talk to any woman that ain't trying to fuck you and see what she say. Oh, my wife went out and got a car and I didn't even, I told her not to do it. You know what that woman gonna say? You know, that's how we women are. She gonna always give her a pass. My mother-in-law, I told my wife, try me like that. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you what she did. She used to, cause she liked to dress, she would go and spend all kind of money on hats and shoes and dresses. And she'd buy for her and her daughter. She had plenty of sons, but she only had one daughter. And when he would complain to her about what she spent and did not pay bills, she started talking about how he don't hold on her. She'd start crying. Long as she had to get that money up, and he had to, because he worked in masonry, so he could make really good money really, really fast. He had to go and do more jobs to get her to get the money back for the money he had already given her to pay bills. And most women think that's okay. Women always cuff. You might be sitting up there hungry while you sleeping in bed with her. I bet she ain't hungry. She gonna play hungry. She gonna be holding her stomach and everything. But if she pass gas, you gonna smell season. That's not gonna be a dry fart. I'm just here to tell you, you might be sitting there. Her and the kids went over and got a bath, ate a meal at their mama house. And she gonna sit up there with you, act like she's suffering right along with you. Don't get mad, sir. They all do it. She gonna put on a good front for you. But if she's suffering, now that she got a mama, know what my grandma said? Wipe your mouth. Wipe your mouth so you don't smell that fish grease or that chicken grease on your breath. He really hungry. Because the women ain't gonna teach their daughter to sit there and suffer with you. I don't know if y'all watch Steve Harvey. He said, bruh, I'm not gonna have my daughter out here suffering with you. When you get your shit together, then you come and get my daughter. But my daughter ain't gonna be sitting over there suffering with you. And other men feel the same way that are in a place. You can sit, my auntie said, you can sit there with a cotton mouth all you want. You can call yourself a root worker, a conjurer, or Mr. Ajay. You gonna be a hungry bitch. My mama told me that about my wife. She said, you might be sitting over there hungry, but she ain't hungry. She done went over there with her mama and ate, farted, and everything she needed to do. Now she gonna come in and snuggle. That's why she got the strength to hug you through the night, because she full. You the one got your stomach to your back. You can call it unfair. You can say, that's just a way of woman. And I promise you, any real woman on here, call me a lie. Call me a lie. You might not want to show your hand, but call me a lie. You can't now. None. All these women on here, they cannot call me a lie. They know I'm telling the truth. Some of them women are great actresses. They gonna act like they're hungry. They gonna act like they broke. They gonna get an Academy Award winning. They even gonna be crying and why you doing me like this? I bet she doing all them tears. I bet she ain't hungry. I bet she ain't hungry. I bet there's some seasoning in them tears. This is why I teach men how to do different type of conjure versus a woman. Because if your woman doing conjure, you the one paying for it. You ain't getting the blessing, but you the one paying for that. She don't care if you believe it or not. You gonna pay for it. If she got to lie about the mortgage, if she got to lie about the rent, if she got to lie about the car payment, sir, you're financing my country. She don't care. She don't care what you don't believe in. She don't care what you need. She'll take your medicine money and do her conjure and convince you it's the right thing to do. So that's why I feel like this is important, because I don't think a lot of men grow up with other men telling them how women really operate, and I don't believe that women really express that because they don't want their men to feel that way. But that's what's going on with when it comes down to energy, frequency, and vibration. Can't even call you a liar. And it was my mama, the crook, the conniver, that told me what my wife was really doing. She said, Pee-wee, do you think that woman over there hungry? I said, yes, she gone. She said, that woman is not hungry. And your child ain't hungry either. How your child gaining weight if y'all hungry? No, you hungry. I had to pay for my learning. I know better now, but I just had to pay for my learning. While you worrying about how good of an actress Angela Bassett is, look at your wife. She got you convinced y'all in that together. That y'all into that together. She got you convinced. I hear men talking about, oh, my wife gonna look out for me. Who? That lady need an Oscar. The performance she put on for you to get your money. It's funny now to me because I'm older man. But it wasn't funny when I was going through it. I want y'all to encourage our tribe. I got some business adventures that I'm going to be endeavoring in with certain people. Get your money right. Bless your money. Sir, bless your money. Especially if you intend to have a woman in your life. And if you got sisters and all that, that's why they think that way. If I left there and left my mama with the bill, my mama would show her natchy ass on me. I'm just being honest. My sister would lose it on me. Pay for what? My sister in her 40s. She ain't never paid for a meal. Never. Not just with me, with my other uncles and male cousin. She don't know. Let me tell you something. My sister on my mama's side, let me tell you how crazy it is. How protected they are of my sister. My sister's husband, piece, side piece, came over to my mama. No, no, my mother's daycare at the time. And my sister was telling my mama to go back in the house because she didn't want to disrespect her because she know she was about to get loose with that heifer. And so I don't know how my cousin found out, my female cousin. And I was laughing. She told my sister, go back in the house. She said, I got my bitch beater with her. She had a short pipe, an iron pipe. She called her bitch beater. She said, I can go to jail. You're not going to lose your career for this hoe. I'm going to stomp this hoe down. That's how my family operate. They don't even tell, my cousin done told me, oh, you ain't going to mess up your name. I'll fuck him up. It's certain people in our family that got certain statuses and position. They don't want you to get your hands dirty. They say, I'll fuck them up for you. I'll take that charge. All I need you to do the contra. In my case, it was the contra. I did the root work. Make sure I'm okay, and I come out of it. But you ain't gonna fuck your name up fucking with them. I ain't telling you, because I don't teach about on personal beliefs. I teach universal law, because everybody's situation is different. But my family get down a whole different kind of way. When my cousins find out I was okay and that I was stable, he thought I was talking about money. That's why I tell y'all, I can't have stupid conversations. If you ain't trying to better your life, I'm not the person for you. I'm sick under the weather right now, fighting COVID. And look how I look. Because I'm always going to represent. I believe in that. I was raised up like that. And I keep my mama out of my financial business for my own safety. My sister ain't as bad as my mama, but my mama's atrocious. She's a beast. Mother Susan, I was telling her about Mother Susan, just laughing. I ain't find none of that funny. Because my mama's serious. She's up. I said, that's how she is. That lady something else. About $1 and a bill? She's a beast. And sometimes she's a monster. I was like, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm grown. I'm grown. I got children. You ain't going to be telling me what I do with my money? Not her money. You know what she told me one time? She said, if I was spending any dime in your church, all them hoes and the bitches will be going out your church. She said, you better be glad you paying the bills down. She said, because if it left it to me, I air all their asses out of there. Out your church and off your property. Them hoes will be gone. So you better be glad I ain't got one dime, penny, or nickel down there. Because if I was spending any of my money, and I know she was serious. I only trust my mama with my wife. Behind $1 bill? My Virgo don't play. Not with me or my sister. We can't trust her. All she do is sit there and plot every day. Now that I got time, I can counteract some of her plots. So, I hope y'all really got something out of this. I'm very, very honest and serious about what I'm talking about. It's actually a real thing, and that men need to understand that, and women need to understand that. And if you're going to do conjure as a man, understand there's different type of conjure you need to do. And if you a woman that doing conjure, there's different type of conjure you need to do. And it's true. It's different energies around women versus men. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the cash app. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the personal concerns. Also, thank you to each and every one of y'all. Thank you to Tree for coming out here. I had to blast her ass, but she did start coming around and looking out for me. And the reason I ain't said thank you publicly because I feel like she should do it. Call me no goddamn daddy. But she been keeping up with me and making sure I got soup and all that. But I told her, I said, if you were my real biological daughter, I'll fuck Tree up. I'll physically fight Tree. You call me daddy in name only. If you're my daughter and you treat me like that, I'll fuck you up. I'll take that charge. I'll physically whoop her ass. So, praise God. I'm talking about me. I ain't telling nobody else to do it. I'm talking about me. What I do. While you calling the police, make sure you call the ambulance. Because you going to be fucked up. No other man going to put your hand on it. But if you handle me like Tree was handling me, I had to give it to her. And I'll be crying and everything. You know, I knew you done made me to fuck you up. And I told people about not touching my daughter. But you done tried me like a motherfucker. I got to kick your ass. And I'll be crying and everything. Look what you making me do. About to slamming you through chairs and on my good goddamn table. Because you don't know how to act like a daughter. I be over there busting her windows out with her and her man. You ain't gonna lay up in. I'm sick. I'm gonna take the last bit of strength and I'm gonna bust all these motherfucking windows out in your place. Sleep in this bitch. Let the rain fall into this bitch. Let the winds blow. Watch the blueberries, not blueberries, but the blue jays and the red robins fly right in your shit. Her windows and his windows will be broke out. Not by anybody but her daddy. I'll flatten all their tires. You won't get me some soup? Bitch, y'all ain't gonna ride nowhere. I'll flat all y'all 4 tires. Good as I done been to you. And you ain't gonna get me no suit. None of us are gonna ride. I'm gonna fuck y'all shit. I'll take I will pay people. I'll sit on the stool, barely can breathe. And I'll have my screwdriver jugging the shit out of these tires. I have somebody else pushing me around the vehicle so I can do it. And don't tell me about what I shouldn't be doing. I'm too old for this. I'm gonna fuck them up. Next time you forget your dear old dad, you're gonna remember what it cost you. That's Marina says Sagittarius. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm very serious. I'm not even putting on any fronts. I'm very serious. That's how I do. I told my sons, I said, let me find out you catch selling drugs. Informer? Bitch, I'm the informer. I'm going to help them put your ass away. Hard as I work for y'all, you don't have to sell no drugs. Let me find out. Bitch, I'm be sitting in the witness stand. His favorite color this. He like this, and that. I'll be telling you think I'm going to let the state put you away or the federal government put you away? Oh, hell no. I'm going to have some fun. You done ate too much of my shit. You done want too much of my money. Let Josh Hadnot come down here and check on me. I'd have busted his goddamn windows. I'd have flattened his tires. I'm a motherfucker. And I'll be out there waiting on it. Swing on me. I'll shoot the shit out of you. Dad my ass. You ain't come by to see about me, I'll fuck your car up. You be like Martin Lawrence on Thin Line Between Love and Hate. I crack your windshield. Bitch, you be in the cold. You be wearing a jacket. That's why I don't judge that show, because I know I'm like that. I said, I did the same shit, Brandon. That's why I don't judge shit. Just because I ain't had to do it, don't mean I won't do it. So I don't judge people, because I know how far I'd have went if I was in these situations. That's why you don't hear me really judging people, because I can do some fire shit. And like, just like my mama, with a straight face. My mama do some crazy shit with a straight face, and she be serious. And I am her child. All right, I'm gonna let you get out of here. I tell you, these patches are doing a wonder for me. I thought I'd be asleep by now. Sagittarius energy for real. My mom is like, at least you know I ain't faking, Miranda. Some people that I'm a comedian. I be serious as a heart attack. My grandma, oh my granddaddy and my grandma was Sagittarius. My grandma was wild, boy. My grandma kick your doors down. Or she'll make the other one take that bit. I hate to say it. And I don't hate to say it, but my grandma told one of her sons to take the doors down from my auntie apartment. The front door and the back door. Because my grandma was married with her. My grandma was wild like that. That's how I came up. No, he is serious. Y'all Sagittarius love to show out. When a Sagittarius get mad with you, they gonna embarrass you. They gonna put you on blast. My grandma was phenomenal about that. They be like, Mama ain't had to come down here doing all that. You know how Mama is. She was your mama before she was my mama. That's the only person I ever seen my mama show out on. And my mama ain't do nothing. And my grandma show out, my grandma show out. Let me get off this. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm feeling even better.